Brother, welcome back to another video. I'm excited to have you here. Today's topic is something that could lead to your next successful relationship, maybe even marriage. Because what we're talking about is, as a Christian man, dating a woman that is a non-believer. So if you're currently in that situation, this video is for you. And last but not least, I have a few spots available for my transformational program, the 90-Day Kingdom Dating Accelerator. I'll walk you through getting your first date in 30 days, and by the end of 90 days, in a relationship. So if you guys are interested, more information in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Brother, I want you to keep one thing in mind, right? With what I'm saying in this video, be sure to pray, right? Be sure to pray and make sure that it applies to your situation, because I want to let you guys know something. If God tells you to do something, be sure to do it, because my advice should never trump God's advice, right? And now that we have that disclaimer out the way, I want to let you guys know a mindset. I want you guys to understand that when it comes to dating, you need to understand that, especially as a Christian man, you might meet someone who's not currently a Christian, but it doesn't mean it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes we have this, we kind of have like this narrative or like this notion like, oh, she's not Christian, I can't be with her, I can't. You can approach dating with that mindset of, if she's not a Christian, if she's not a believer, I can't be with her. That's what I believe for when it came to marriage, because I wanted to be married with someone of the same belief. But you need to understand something. From the time period of dating to marriage, a lot of things can transpire. So I'm gonna give you guys some practical advice to help you out with dating. So if you are talking to a woman that is not a believer, you can do so with wisdom. You can do so in a way that allows something to develop that can actually be God's plan. So be sure to stay tuned to the very end. Here's what I want you guys to do, right? I want you guys to promise me this, right? If you're talking to someone as a believer that is not a believer, do me a favor. In your conversations, when you're talking to them, let them know what you are. You know what I'm saying? Because one good sign that shows you that, hey, there's a chance that this conversation, us dating, can end up transpiring to something else is, of course, if she's not against your God. You know what I'm saying? Because you need to understand, sometimes people, based on their background, that's the reason they don't believe. Just because someone doesn't believe today does not mean they're against it. You know what I'm saying? This video is not about, hey, helping you guys date people that are like, Satan worshipers. You know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about is, hey, if you're in a place to where you don't really know God, that hasn't come to your life, what if God is actually using you to be that person to touch them? You know what I'm saying? And not only touch them, but like, hey, you're gonna bring Christ to their life and the marriage is gonna be awesome. You know what I mean? Don't lock up that possibility. Keep that in mind, because so much of dating, so much of like L's that I see guys taking is L's that they're taking because they lock themselves off to potentials of things happening. So anytime you're talking with someone, you need to understand, because the Bible does say, that they'll know us by our love. And even does talk about not just loving people who do good for you, but even loving your enemies. And I'm not saying they're your enemy, but what I'm saying is, if that's what God called us to do, if it comes to dating, you don't have to date them, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're not a believer, but talk to them, give them opportunity, because you just don't know what's there. And I think the guys that this video is for, it's gonna resonate with you that it's for you. And if it's for you, understand that you might get some flack. You might, maybe your parents or, might have people that are like, dude, like, you're a believer. Why are you talking to this girl who's not a non-believer? Don't focus on that religious spirit, because keep in mind, there's lost sheep. You know what I'm saying? Like, if no one's talking to the lost sheep, if no one's like, and I'm not saying to go out here and be Christ trying to save people, but what I'm saying is, just because someone's not a believer, don't lock them out. Like, keep in mind, like Christ, he went ahead, he was eating with the Pharisees, he was communing, he came for those people who needed him. Like he said, he came for the sick, for, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is this: if that's what our God is, if that's what our God did, I firmly do believe that when it comes to dating, if something is for you, just let it happen. And what I mean is, if someone's not the same, belief, give it a chance, because you don't know. Maybe you'll start talking and they'll be like, yo, that makes so much sense. I never saw it that way. Only thing I knew about Christianity was through, media or through, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. And I'll let you guys end this with a little bit of a story with me and my wife, right? So we met. She was agnostic, you know what I'm saying? But along the time with, me, the people that I had in my community, that people that were around me that were influencing her, sent her, one person gave her a book to read about learning, about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? We'll be watching film on Myron Golden because he would break down the Bible like from a way that really makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But just surrounding her from that environment, little by little by little, we'd go to church. You know what I'm saying? And just one day she was like, hey, she's ready to accept Christ. You know what I'm saying? She's ready to get baptized and everything, you know what I mean? So I just want you guys to understand that if you're currently with someone or if you're attracted to someone and they're not a believer, don't lock off your options. Pray to God, always see God first, but be open if God is like, hey, that's your future wife, because sometimes you don't know what God has for you, because that was my story. But I hope you guys got value from today's video. I hope this opens your mind and just allows you to know that when it comes to dating, things won't always be all spick and span from the get-go. Sometimes you'll meet someone, God will put you in someone's life in a place that you don't really expect. I am not saying to go ahead and try to save people and try to I'm gonna date this girl, make her believe in it. That's not what I'm saying. But just be open to what God has. Because if that is you, do your thing. But I hope you guys stay blessed. See you guys in the next video. Be sure to subscribe for more content. Peace out.